Alright, let me try this.
The Dark Souls series is not only one of my favorite set of games, but are also some of the hardest games ever made.
Did I do it? Is that how content voice? Does that do it? But I do actually have a lot of love for Dark Souls. But as a challenge runner on the internet, it's always been a series I try to ignore for runs, for the simple fact that I'm not the best at these games, as well as most interesting runs have kind of already been done, and most people don't even recommend runs for them. Ooh, a challenge run for Dark Souls 1. I got a challenge for you. Dark Souls with 1 in every stat. Not allowed to level up, and all your stats start at 1. Ooh. Now when I first saw this comment, I went, and kind of just threw it on the maybe pile. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought about how fun it could actually be, as weird as that sounds, finding out things that could actually be usable, and kind of from just how differently I'd need to play the game. So after much thought, I only had 2 things left to do. Say, karma's a bitch, and so is this guy for suggesting this, as well as figure out, can you beat Dark Souls 1 with all your stats at 1? The game starts where many things in life do, being born. So this is 1, 1, 1. Actually, no, this is 1, 1, like my favorite stage in Mario. And since all these stats don't really matter, there is only one real choice. For the Master Key and the ability to also pick up an additional gift, we go with Thief. Make a character the way Miyazaki intended. I like that actually. Perfect, here he is. Here's Thomas the Tank Engine.
It was time for Thomas to leave.
Because this was streamed live on Twitch and YouTube, I made sure to show the dissolving of my muscles, rotting of my mind, and lose the little faith I didn't even know I had left in front of chat. Now it was really time to start. The first obvious issues being not enough stats for any weapons. Yep. Just so you're aware, I was mashing the dodge button that whole time. Let's show it again, just in case you blinked. But very much thanks to the Black Firebomb gift from the start, as all consumables don't have stat requirements, the pyrocynical reference can get taken care of with these, and it's off to Lordran. Lordran? I lured until I ran? Where the journey can thankfully get started, and Cheat Engine can finally get closed. I hate having Cheat Engine open, it makes me feel like a hacker. Makes me feel like a dirty little hacker. Cheat Engine makes me feel dirty. Yeah, I don't use it for like dirty things. I use it for like funny challenge run stuff, but it still makes me feel like a bad person. And with my practice shining in full effect, hopefully this just works exactly as it did last time. Whoops. It did not, in fact, indeed work as it did last time. We rush past the hollows for a safe bonfire near a lifesaver for this run. The Male Undead Merchant. For one reason, and one reason only. This was made in a factory. A bomb factory. It's a bomb. But unfortunately, due to taxes, I don't have enough firebombs to waste on enemies like this. Alright, watch this. I'm so goated. With the sauce. But being a greedy little man with my resources is only because of our first real boss. Sorry, I thought I left the stove on for a second. Usually the strategy with the Taurus demon is dropping on his face, but with my only real damage type being firebombs, that isn't quite possible. And you'd think that this demon from hell that normally lays in the lava rivers would be hard to beat with firebombs, but you'd be wrong. So wrong, in fact, that my damage was good enough. Outside of the scuffle with the crossbow hollows, I take on this boss completely hitless. Well, that was pretty fun. And while keeping my ego in check, man, this is a hard challenge so far. I don't know about you guys, I think it's pretty difficult. And now we have 3,000 souls. You want to know what I'm going to spend these 3,000 souls on? Kaboom! Yes, Rico! Kaboom! And with my bomb pockets now properly being filled, it allows me to be a little less choosy on when to and when not to drop the bomb. And thankfully still have enough damage to clear the way to the next bonfire on my first try. Oh, what the stun lock! Don't pull the lever, don't do it. Don't do it, don't pull the lever, I'm dead. You're not allowed to pull the lever, I'm dead.
Bye-bye.
The thing I hate about this game specifically is if you're trying to run and then do a dodge, you can't because it'll force you into a completely worse animation. Excuses aside, I found out why not to ask for a bottle of water in the UK. I've been so spoiled with Elden Ring Night Rain. Everything's so slow. Pump it up. Oh, if that hit me, I would have cried in real life. And easily make it to the next bonfire. I sound shorter than usual. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a good mood. I don't think I'm being short. We can gain the Undead Lime Soul, Realize the downside to firebombs, but without much else of an option, I just need to keep my distance. Oh, sweet. My favorite weapon in the whole game, and I can totally use it, smile. And party like it's 2020. The firebomb range helps with dealing with not so magic Mike here. Bro.
Miss.
I'm so glad that it stopped me able to throw at the apex of the throw. Yeah, parry that, fucker. He pulled up that rapier with such confidence, too. Oh my god, that was amazing. And now with the key to the depths, let's first up and up, using the bombs to get to the gargoyles that are surprisingly not that big a deal. Even with quite a few close calls, mostly from staying locked onto the enemy in the worst game for it, but they make the mistake of syncing up instead of covering each other, allowing the bombs to proc on each. Oh. Yes! First try, baby! Alright, it's going well. It's going good. This boss is really only as easy as it was, due to the open area allowing me to readjust. This is called foreshadowing. So with bell rung 1, I save the bling bling boy. Greetings, kind stranger. Uh-oh.
No. Wait.
Thankfully, he doesn't make bad choices till later on, so I can still show this cool guy my fresh kicks, allowing me to get the Ring of Favor and Protection, or the FAP ring just to make you uncomfortable, upping my health, endurance, and equip load by 20% without actually adjusting my stats. And now to the depths. Uh-oh. Don't worry, I land. I survive, it's all a strategy. Oh man, I guess I'm just really bad at video games. Nonsense, sir! It's just your sitting position! Huh? Are you talking to me? Yes, you need... Are you talking to me? Yes! Are you talking... Yes, I'm talking to you. Okay, geez, goodness, man. Yes. Man, good God, good man. It's because of your sitting position. I mean, just look at your chair. My chair? Look at this, flat, bulky. How can you get comfortable like this? Well, I guess I can. You can't! You just need a better but still affordable option. That is where the Flexispot C7M chair comes in. An ergonomic chair that you can adjust everything about. The headrest for your next convenience. The armrest for any gaming position you need. And also pause the ad for a second. This sound. Oh, my Zoomer brain loves this sound. This seat able to be any depth you need to properly disperse your girth however you need. And with the perfect trio every good seat needs, a memory foam seat cushion to help your buns, an adjustable and comfortable lumbar support, and they even snuck in a footrest. A chair you can sit in so long you'd want to sit anywhere. In space, in the sea, in front of a green screen. And Flexispot knows you'll love the chair so much, you not only get a 30-day return policy, but also 10-year warranty. And now is the perfect time to get it with a still ongoing Independence Day sale. So check the description and pinned comment to get yourself one today. And thanks to Flexispot sponsoring this video, you can enjoy the rest of this video with no mid-roll ads. So enjoy. And with the back claimed, I can show that firebombs are still one-shotting. Fuck that guy. There's more! He came through the explosion like he was so cool, what the hell? And since firebombs are no longer one-shotting, I'm forced to play a bit more safe, especially needing to deal with bandits that can make me bleed in just 2 shots. Oh, that's a lot of bleed. Good thing I'm not bleeding Which gets me to the second undead merchant, selling things for poison and toxic purposes. So I pop the souls and stock up. Before I rest at the hub, we see a forgotten downside of low stats. Oh, I have too dumb brain too small. Me can't do stuff for him because me brain too small. Oh, okay. That's cool. Brain too small so me can't have. That's good to know. But no matter, it's Capper Demon time. Alright, so here's the strategy. I'm gonna have to get the dogs up there. Oh yeah. Oh.
Miss.
It went over the dog and then it killed it after. I'm so pissed. It also doesn't help that throwing knives are awful. Haha, JK. They lead the bandits to an early grave. and save about 2 fire bombs per run back. Funnily enough, I'm also shown another problem that thanks to the FAP ring I now have too much health. Waha, Mr. Sir, could you not do that? Holy. I should have. Why didn't I? Okay. So I finally put that Firekeeper soul to use, and with extra waifu in my drink, 1 sip is always a full heal, allowing me to get a full attempt once the dogs are taken care of. Because if the dogs are here, we have problems. So on the way back, I think of a plan to roll off to get the gang together. Uh-oh. Guys, I found a problem. Get the dogs. Yes. I don't know if it's worth it to poison them, but I'm gonna try at least. I then keep using my internet insults to try and cause mini toxic procs, and with another health spawn still being weak to fire, that alongside the poison does good work on bringing his living bar down to 0.
Miss.
Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to do with that firebomb. Uh-oh. Oh, I dodged wrong. Oh, but he died too! It don't matter, he died too! Victory achieved! I'm the best! So after gathering my money and buying more Taco Bell, we start heading to the place it all goes to, the depths. Firebombs still doing their job, and also getting some nice moments for throwing knives to shine. That attack was way faster than I was expecting. Whoever thinks he's from Elden Ring, I'm sick. I can save the cool fireman, but cool fireman actually saves me. Free pyromancy flame. So I can buy a cheap spell to give me a way to do damage without spending money.
Huh?
Well then. But for that, it's time for an early stop to the catacombs, pulling the wall penises without dying. But you just need to make your way through this deadly, awful, unfun location, going through this secret wall for a bonfire if you need it. And if you do, I don't blame you. This is looking like the area right here. Boom, I found it. Right here specifically. Just enough to survive. I'm a legend. I'm dead. Hi. Oh. Wow, it's an item. Guys, I got it. Guys. The Dark Moon Ring here gives you a free attunement slot, but the question needed to be asked. Would failing to meet the strength requirement stop you from using the flame? While the lack of strength means you can't properly do the melee, nothing stops you from using it to cast spells, which means we now have a way to do damage without the fear of breaking the almost always empty bank. And thankfully enough, needs nothing but souls to level up. It also has amazing speed, and we still could go back to our consumables when the need arises. So we easily get the bonfire, take care of the fucking problem, before it's time to take on the dragon that's literally me. If you get the lore, you know what I'm talking about. Throwing knives aren't happening, and while firebomb damage isn't great, it's much safer than my pyroflame, as being in close and personal with a dapping dragon, whose whole body can be a hitbox, is an absolutely awful idea. Perfect. Oh, not perfect. But thanks to the foresight of buying more bombs, I just keep my distance and I just keep throwing, having the time to talk to chat. Give us a hint on what the Elden Ring... Do you want a hint on what it would be, or just want me to say what it would be if I did do it? Because it's one I've thought about for a while, because there was kind of a comment on it. As you can see, I do a lot of challenge runs on comments, so... If you have an idea, comment it, and it might become a video. Smile. Engagement farm. Oh. And fully lock in so I can throw harder, as well as throw more than your teammates in comp. Probably shouldn't be mashing as much as I am. That was pretty okay. That was a lot easier that time around. I get the idea to leave. Oh, gotta heal right here. Oh, no. I told you it was for the bit. It was for the bit. It was for a comedic point in the video. I did it for the video. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for getting out of my way, sir. One for fire and hand levels and bombs. And after seeing the tourists, paint me like one of your French girls, yes. We get to Blighttown. Not the long way. I can get so much more, ow. It may not be the safest way, but it is much quicker, giving me enough time to fight my third favorite man-eater, having what started as a fair fight, before I back out, and kinda just fuds with the AI, as well as using the negative poise damage of tossing butter knives to to keep myself a safe distance away, until Mildred is a proper pincushion. Oh, that cool spin though. And you might think that this is for Mildred's summoning reasons, but I felt summoning a lady with stats that definitely were not at 1 kinda isn't in the spirit of this run. But this choice alone made this much harder than it needed to be. That abdomen though. As very obviously, the Queen of Fire is very much immune to fire. What was a shock to me was her seemingly being immune to poison and toxic. With definitely not enough items, but still plenty of ideas, it's time to take a step back and think this through. The first plan was that there was more areas to look through, so it's down to what should be the old folks' home, because as it turns out, firebombs are great against the ghosts, unless the old folks have enough wrinkles to absorb the blows. Ow. The plan now is to simply make our way through. I backed up just enough. Oh, but then that, so we can find a nice man who we need to kill. Easily enough, thanks to playing a fun game of pull my finger enough times to get the key. Sorry, Ingrid. I needed that, I'm sorry. That lets me open the area I'm after, getting shown footage of me on December 1st, gather a tool that doesn't help me, and in need of sneaky shoes, unfortunately need to take out the man who brain too smart for fun talk. Before it's time to go to the ruins. Nice, you won't last 5 minutes in that game, you'll be dead by daylight. Correct, as you can see, it is me, dead by the daylight. As the only melee weapon I can use here is the Dark Hand, for its lack of needing stats. Main issue being the grind to gather it. Oh, not the double tap. But after many a Dark Wraith has been murdered, finally, oh finally. Nice, a Titanite chunk, that's exactly what I wanted. We can thankfully get the Dark Hand in another way that isn't RNG, and thanks to my poor status, I need to take care of my best friend just to be able to afford a Switch 2. I'm sorry. This allows Thorpin, which lets me get exercise in thanks to Cat Game, but I'm a real gamer. I'm here for Nintendogs. First wanting to see my snappy finger damage, and after seeing 16 big booms, just isn't gonna cut it. Yeah? The strategy is just use all my pyromancies and finish it with bombs. You moved your fucking tootsie. However, thanks to this skinny dog, and her movements not making it easy to stay close. Eto bleh. Fuck! After a few deaths, I clear my head with a much more easy fight of the Moonlight Butterfly. Wow, pyromancy's so fair and balanced in this game, did you guys know that? And the souls also allow me to get a better spell, as well as an upgrade to ascend my Pyroflame. And while the damage is a boost, the pyromancy itself isn't gonna fix this. And while 16 normal booms does more than 8 big booms, it lets me much sooner switch to a long distance mindset, a much safer way to deal with her long, swinging attacks. Alright, so now the rest has to be with fire bombs and knives. But her cooldowns are long enough to be punished, and even when she tries to get sympathy points, you made me kill my best friend. You made me kill my best friend for Mario Kart World. You did this. But thanks to this and upgrading further, we now have the ability to enter the Abyss, but at a downside. Alright chat, we're gonna have to give a quick 07 to the FAP ring. We need to give the quickest 07 to the FAP ring real quick, everybody. It's been real fun to have it, but unfortunately I can't have it anymore because I have to enter this boss fight. Okay. But it was time to check our damage for real this time. Okay. So 1 combustion did not 1 chunk of health. This is where I fully found out 16 is better than 8. Wait, I'm not a Minecraft dude though, I farm more than any shamer, but instead of getting clips, I try to get the Dark Hand, with less results than all of our last diets. But it's a simple fact that I just don't have enough damage, and my usual firebomb cheese isn't gonna cut it. As if I'm any further than a homie cuddling distance, the attacks become one-shot. But there is another item I can go for. On the edge of Blighttown, in a land filled with sorrow, there's a dragon who gives us just what we need. A stone that gives us a bigger headache than that one friend who never admits that they're wrong, but at least gives us damage option that is infinite and up close. But there's something else I can get if I get enough scales. Full torso stone offers the best results. Yeah, but the issue with the statement that you have just provided forth to me is that I'm pretty sure the torso takes like 80 something scales. Yeah, 30. I need 30. I gave it 2. If it was humanities as well, I almost have enough. So I do a mix of dark hand and scale farming, at least finally admitting that I lied and now the pyro flame is ascended. And while the head infinite, it does so little damage. Oh boy. Oh boy, that was a fun amount of damage that I saw on my screen. It's not really worth using. And if you weren't aware, the reason why it's called the Four Kings is more kings progressively spawn. Uh-oh. Guys, a second king has hit the tower. Guys. Even if the first one isn't fully taken care of. So it's not even a case of get good, as the kings can attack you at the same time, and frame traps you harder than any button mashing friend in a fighting game. Even with the obvious signs, I try my best against the Four Kings for about 6 hours over 3 streams. Over the time we try and fully level up the Pyro Flame, doing a not so hard farm followed by a hard but much faster soul farm. Doing so until my flame magic is as high as it's gonna get. And after fully proving nuh-uh, I also try and get the Havel Ring. But kind of forgetting that I can't use it, as I need at least 1 ring slot to get an attunement slot. And this goes as well as you'd expect. Oh wait, I didn't fully put the set on. Oh, I got the perfect set of time. It's then time to take out my flame trainer, finding that the lady that lives in a toxic land, able to become poisoned, and while her funny health number gets taken care of, get the reward of a much stronger pyromancy. And with just how long the casting was going to take, getting it to kill kinda just wasn't happening. $741! Woo! What if we let all the kings spawn in? And if I was going to try this, I was at least going to get the full magic damage that I'm capable of, as there was a nice lady who could give me a small boost. But I'd need to deal with a snake monster. Okay. I mean, if I get it to do the one thing that it did. And after thankfully remembering that I deal with a snake monster every morning, I give it small bits of pain from a very safe, far, brave distance away, taking care of the heads that can hit me, before it's down to the side characters who get one shot due to funny power scaling. We get a scale and a ring that comes in handy, and after dealing with Golden Hand, totally first try, who has a nice lady inside of it, she'll be happy to sell me things that I can't use. But after going back to where I saved her, I get a sick outfit that lets me become a dragon princess, but more importantly, after a quick easy way out, we can show that the headpiece gives a great chunk of extra damage. But the question is, will it be enough? Might just see if I can... Oh yeah, I don't have the ring on. While getting a proper moment to do it might be possible. More possible damage-wise than combustion. After many attempts of dealing with the group, yeah, guys, I know your favorite color is purple, but now it's not the time to show me this. I try and instead do a few runs of trying to get the health bar low with pyromancy and switching to dragon mid-fight, which is also a no. And it was about starting now, I was kind of just feeling it was over. There are moments that show that yes, this is possible if I was to play perfect. But perfect was something I was definitely far from. The run back was also keeping me from keeping a clear mindset, especially with moves like this, or after a fairly clean run, this. It was getting to the point of running, seeing a move, giving up. Yeah, we're doing this move. Are we doing this move? No, we're not. And while I tried to keep strong, I'm stuck. This weird position of either grind for scales or the dark hand, or try and choose a win from Quaylag thanks to an NPC, which might work after many attempts, but maybe I just couldn't do it. That's also a possibility, which doesn't help. Is it possible that I can't beat Dark Souls 1 with all stats at 1? Well, one thing was certain. I wasn't going to beat Dark Souls 1 with all stats at 1. Well, I wasn't going to, if I kept playing fair. Uh-oh. Damn. For the ones asking, what the hell, this is a glitch called Send Skip, and as someone who doesn't understand it at all, basically, lead an enemy on the staircase to the forest, get your back as close to this pillar as possible with an enemy perpendicular, lock on, and simply parry and riposte. And when you do, the game thinks, due to the camera change, that you're dead due to fall damage, and activates what's called Death Cam, making you walk like you're drunk, and with the game equally as inebriated, doesn't fully load the area if you were to walk to, say, Sense Fortress. So much so that the gate, which normally keeps you out till you ring both bells, we phase through that. And when you reload the game, it not only resets the camera, and you're inside, despite having the bodyguard still down. The only danger here is needing to redo this glitch that got us in here if we were to die. So just play it safe, and make your way through the Snake's Palace. And remember, if you hit this bonfire, you're locked in the fortress until you get the Lord Vessel to warp out. I also get a surprise tool for later. And with already upgraded pyromancy, I'm sorry, Mr. Sir, but you're donezo. Yeah, I bet you feel like an asshole now, don't you? Yeah, you feel like a real piece of garbage now, don't you, up there? You were throwing bombs. How dare you? You've inspired me, sir. I'm gonna go buy some bombs. We now have more things to buy, and can also get to the beauty of Anor Londo. And with damage that's nothing to sneeze at, I can easily start to make my way to the next fight. And after a few fails, decided to at least meet up with my favorite Maneater. Thanks to my absurd levels of damage, it's easy to finish him off, and gets me enough confidence to take care of the only knight that's a problem. Get to chill with my homie, do the jump to skip this terrible level, and thanks to the Dust Ring giving me more slots at the cost of less max HP, it just comes down to separating the duo, as they back each other up better than that one set of friends in any group chat. Ornstein himself isn't that much of an issue, even me not being one shot to him specifically, so with him gone, it should be done easily. I don't know if 6 is going to be enough. Oh. Thank you, Dark Souls. But I do get a run where O stays close the whole time, and when it's a one-on-one with just the big boy, his attacks are slow enough for me to move out of the way, and do so much damage that it does stun, and slowly leads to the boss's demise. That was pretty not bad. So I can then talk to Woman for the Lord Vessel. And after attempting a quantity storage glitch to get enough dragon scales for the dragon torso, failing due to brain being dumb, we instead turn upon the gold serpent ring and just have to grind them the old-fashioned way. Woo! Yay! 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 Not very fun, but with a ring and 10 humanities, it's at least a bit better than doing it raw. Staying up on stream until I stop getting drops. Don't drop a dragon scale, I swear on everything.
Fuck! Damn it! Let me sleep! I'm tired! Fuck. Damn, I wanna go to bed! Release me! Release me!
And after some off-stream farming, I can get the torso, and without increasing my stats, I can get a melee attack that does what we like to call damage.
Nice.
And while I can still cast pyromancies in this form, mixing this form with, say, the Power Within spell, we can continue to do what we call damage. So with our first problem taken care of, and needlessly ringing the second bell, just for me, we unlock the secret wall, make a funny alien isolation reference, and with a new case of lice, which turns into the weird water condom challenge of years past. Does anyone remember that? Is that just me? That was weird. The internet's weird. We can buy 2 more spells. Use my humanities in the best way possible, wink wink nudge nudge, before it's back to the 4 kings, showing that the damage made this passable, since it was not tied to a limited resource. But even so, the only way this could happen is to lock in more than I've ever locked in before, dodging when I can, and with or without the Power Within, able to do it just fast enough to deal with 1 king at a time. But the real issue was needing to be perfect for such a long fight. But each time, each fight, I was getting more used to the moveset. And even with each painful death, it was time to deal with the problem. Which gets me the first Lord Soul, letting a snake man whisper in my ear and getting told exactly what I like to hear. I'm allowed to put down our walk, and getting to see Eggman's machine actually work on the moon, but also seeing the next ingredients for my soup becoming unlocked. I reward myself with getting my hoodie back from my ex, before it's back to the catacombs, needing to make our way down deathless. Yay! Or maybe just a few deaths. As a treat. I put on my ex's drip, thankfully not dying to pinwheel. Make it to the Tomb of Giants. Then make it back to the Tomb of Giants, getting a trip to the bottom of a hole for a skull lantern, one that I don't have the strength for.
I don't have the stats to wield the lantern. That's crazy. Game's awesome.
But thankfully can still use it for light. Try and get to the bonfire. No. The second I do, I'm then able to become human after all. To fight a paladin whose death gives me a shield that has HP restoration, which can almost counteract the health I'm losing from the power within. Before it's boss time. Get to share why I never talk about my playtime in video games.
I don't know why it's every single time too. Every time I was like, oh yeah, I got this many hours. Like, oh, only? All right, whatever. It's like, damn. I'm sorry that I play a variety of games. I apologize.
Now it's time to fight my favorite boss design and fight my least favorite boss design at the same time. Basically, Nito has a ton of backup dancers. But that's not the main issue. It's my damage. Which sucks. Before the backup dancers pin me to the wall.
Please let me go, dude. Why are you just fat enough? You're a skeleton. You can't lose any more weight.
And Fire Tempest is my next option.
Oh, I don't know if that would have killed actually.
But the issue is with Fire Tempest, as it will always be, the wind-up. And I know I'll need the red tearstone ring, but always first drop in with the quiet dog ring. Try and get just the boss to me, which is way easier said than done.
We're going to the carnival, going to the carnival.
But after dealing with my favorite fixer from Cyberpunk, I realize it's kind of just a boss that takes a bit of adjusting. For slowly,
all that for that.
yet slowly,
Oh, can you don't do what you're doing, please? Thank you.
what? Yet oh so slowly.
Bro, you're not from Elden Ring. Calm down. Oh, baby. Not even close, baby.
We first take a trip back home. With my dragon bling, I can show you around my hometown, getting to meet up with some old friends that mysteriously go missing.
Chat, this guy's not ready for it. Now watch this drive.
Before I collect a collectible, get to make the same Mario 64 joke, as I have a side quest that is totally worth doing. And why am I dying so much on screen? But I can get another pyromancy for one specific emergency. Decided to try a cool thing I've seen on the interwebs,
Something like this. Oh, I did it first try? Dude, I'm the coolest guy I know.
before finding out how dangerous it is.
What the fuck is this area?
For it's time to kill apparently every Dark Souls fan's wife. And after the spell I got just for this doesn't work,
An idiot sandwich.
I toss the doo-doo that does make her toxic, which after a long time lowers her health enough for a stiff breeze to finish her off.
Alright, we're gonna... Oh.
Sorry, the entirety of the Dark Souls community, I killed your wife. Before it's time to get to the place of the book, the Duke's Archive. A not so fun location, strong and fast enemies, but I at least get a surprise later for Tool. Now it's up and up to a forced death, getting me behind bars because I don't have any money, but I can easily punch a key into existence. Find the sole person we can blame for letting the dogs out, get the key out of this place safely, and getting another attunement slot ring for emergencies. But now we need to go to the Blind Dragon Man. Doing so is, as fun as you'd think. Beginning to experience the pretty cave, before finding a rock that needs to break. So I skedaddle, remember the clams, and try to finish off Seath with my new spell, but run out before his HP reaches 0. So go Dragon Mode, and become lore accurate Dark Souls by leaving Seath with 1 HP. No! So we do it once more, with feeling, or rather, with the power within.
All I needed was the power within. Damn it. Yay!
Yay! It didn't matter. I still win. It's then on to my traditional struggle against ceaseless discharge. Somehow, I don't know how this happens every single run. B4 punch. I at least use all my luck against this one fight with the worm. Anyway. And now we have to fight with the fire demon sage. Oh no, how am I, a fire user, gonna beat him? This is gonna be rough. Anyway, so we get to an actual rough fight. Centipede demon. I try and poison, try and surf lava, and once I get the ring, I can actually poison the demon and run around the arena to keep my distance while its health drains, but it's still tricky. And after some not fun attempts of cat and mouse, no! Ugh. I instead make my way to the shortcut, a much shorter and safer route.
Nailed it.
Before its bed of chaos firebomb time, which I still mess up.
Well, I got the second one. That's how it be sometimes. Ow.
But eventually make my way to put them to sleep. And put my ingredients in to make the best soup the world has ever seen. More like, could finish Gwen here. There's one pyromancy I want left. So I get a high five with all thumbs, and make my way to the Sanctuary Guardian.
Uh-oh.
A fast boss with projectiles, long dodging moves,
Oh, that sucks.
but thankfully, low health. Meaning I just need a few lucky attempts, and I can make this boss into the Guardian of the Sky.
Perfect. And I got 5 social credits. Let's go, baby.
Before I lie to a mushroom, Bloodborne asks me, the Dragon Princess of Lies in the Seat, if it'll ever get a PC port.
Yes.
Now we get to beat not only my favorite boss of the DLC, but all of Dark Souls 1. However, being a glazer doesn't give me any special privileges here. I still know the times to punish, or rather, need to relearn when to and when not to, and with 2 attunement slots, I might have just enough damage to take this head on. The hardest part, however, is his buff. At first, I thought it couldn't be helped, so like a bad parent, I just kinda let him rebel and listen to Coldplay. A bad idea from the damage upgrade and the waste of time, as well as the additional moveset options it would grant him.
I'm not going to do that, because then if I do that, he's going to do another one. Fuck. All right. I'm getting a strategy down, though.
And I just keep playing it safe.
I pressed B.
But at some point, learn that 3 normal combustions actually break him out of this buff. And while this wasn't the run, it gives me so much more hope for beating this. And even with him spamming my least favorite move,
Sir, this is a Wendy's parking lot. You need to stop. Sir, Wendy's parking lot. Sir, Wendy's parking lot. Sir, this is a Wendy's parking lot. Sir!
he leaves me at 1 HP,
Sir!
and forces me to heal, which means I need to let him buff. So I just need to play extra safe, with only regular combustions instead.
I got a hair on my face. Oh, don't do that move again. I don't have enough combustions to stop you.
I make sure to only punish the moves I know I can, before it's all over.
Don't you ever disrespect my fucking Wendy's parking lot, bitch. We make Frosties here.
I then continue to suffer through the DLC for chat's enjoyment. Only really for Black Flame, and that's it. Nothing else happens here. Alright, look, I tried Manus, I did, for like solid 3 hours, but due to janky hitboxes, I'm not able to use pyromancies. It kinda led me to use the less fun dragon form, and also some moves that seem safe, turning out to have gotcha versions. And again, hitboxes like this.
Yay, that hit. Yay, look at that.
So I'm just gonna say Manus wins again, and it's time to do an actual fun fight.
Bling, bling, blong. Uh-oh. That would have been so cool if I did it first try with 2 parries, though. I didn't expect to hit that one. I was actually very impressed with myself, just very quietly. I'm pretty cool with that.
But after the loss of life, as well as another parry, I fully stun lock the Lord of Fire until he's the Lord of Nothing. And after all 36 hours of suffering, we finally burn ourselves alive. And at least prove that with enough dodges, enough cheese, and enough patience, you can beat Dark Souls 1 with all your stats at 1. Whew. I have once again posted my new longest video, as long as the newest run with the most time put into it. So if you enjoyed, please let me know down below in the comments. And also, I'm still taking questions for that 100k special Q&A. Basically, doing a challenge where I'll be answering questions while playing the hardest ending for Cyberpunk 2077, with a challenge mixed in there as well. And last but not least, if you're in need of a chair, check out Flexispot down below while the sale's still going on. Thank you all so much for watching, and not as always, I'm so sleepy. The other content creators think I'm sleep deprived. They're right.